Everyone, welcome back, Kathleen.
Thanks. It's good to be here.
What else was I going to tell you?
I don't know.
I was hoping I'd have our old stuff in here. Do I have our old stuff in here? I don't throw anything away, Kathleen.
I know. Probably
Some packages
in
unopened
another
over
room.
here.
Getting Amazon packages is one of my favorite things. I cannot imagine living in a world where I just have boxes sitting around. I've already emptied one, and I didn't know there were more over there. I would go.
It's going to bother you the whole time?
Now I'm thinking about it, but I can't. I know.
Sandy says it's that we love it when Kathleen comes to
Yes,
visit.
we do.
Aw, thanks. That's so sweet. It's
So-
good to be here. It's a nice break.
Since you've been here, you had a baby.
I did. I have 2 kids now. The oldest is like almost 2. He'll be 2 in November. And the youngest is 5 months. So, yeah, busy. Got my hands full, but I was telling Brian, we were just on a family vacation with my husband's family, and we had cabins, and the cabin next to us, they had 2 kids who were probably the same age gap between each other as my kids, but 5 and 6, or I don't know. I'm so bad at guessing ages. And I just started crying looking at them, because even though this season is hard because they're little and there's a lot of maintenance obviously involved, I just keep thinking, I was a kid once, and I left my parents, and they're going to leave us.
It goes fast.
Oh,
Although I saw they had a family picture with her husband's family, where it was all the kids, their spouses, the grandparents, obviously, and all the babies.
yeah.
And they were all within, their oldest is 2.
The oldest is 3.
So, but there's how many babies?
7 boys, no girls.
Oh boy.
7 boys under 3.
I saw the picture, and you were all happy at the moment, which was great. But I felt exhausted looking at the picture. All those little babies.
It was good because we were in this house, and there was a lake that we could all go out to, but it was nice because we're all on different nap schedules and stuff. So the constant going back and forth it's busy. It's very busy. But I think it went well, and I think that the kids did a good job. I will say I think my oldest is bored now that we're home. He's like,
so
why
much
can't
stimulation.
Yeah, and why isn't someone constantly reading a book to me or playing with me? I'm like, we're home. Go play.
Bye.
You have to figure this out. Because he would just grab a book and go hand it to someone, and then they'd read it to him. And I'm like, I got things I gotta do too. I gotta run this house.
Hello to Tammy. Tammy says good morning.
Hello.
Sherry says good morning.
Good morning.
To you. And again, those of you who are newer to the Brian and Jannelle family, this is Kathleen.
Yes.
And Kathleen and I did the show together starting in 2015 through 2018? 19? Something?
It all blends together.
So yeah, we worked together for a number of years here, and we did Facebook Live together.
We did, yeah. It all
was a new
started.
thing.
It was there's this thing called Facebook Live. We should totally get at the forefront of it. We're so trendy.
What was the one we did, and that we would put something up in the corner?
Oh, yeah, during the show.
Nobody does it anymore.
It started with an S.
No. Yes. I don't know. But we were cutting edge.
We were cutting edge.
No surprise.
At the forefront of coolness.
Theola is with us as well.
Hello.
Hello, Theola. Good morning to you. Sandy says, our daughter has 2 girls that are 17 months apart, 2.5 and 1. I loved hearing your journey of methods to handle postpartum depression. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, I'm glad. I on my way here, I was praying that it would help someone, because I do think it is talked about more, but each person's story is so different. And one of the things I feel like is so important too is just reminding people that they're not alone in it, in whatever their journey is, because it is so isolating. Even just being a parent and not having postpartum is isolating, because you're tired and you're just alone most of the time.
Especially for an extrovert. And you were like a super mega extrovert.
Yeah. I love strangers.
It's like she can't wait to meet strangers, and I pray that I won't have to talk to them.
I'm one of the things on a personality quiz I took, it said, I think it was for wooer. It's the wooer person and winning
yeah.
others over. And it's like there aren't strangers. There's just friends you haven't met yet.
She's energized by strangers.
I love talking to
Strangers
people.
exhaust me.
Yeah. I know it's weird.
And so you take that, and then all of a sudden you have 2 kids, and now you're like, you can't go anywhere.
And you can't talk to them.
No, they don't want to talk to you. They can't.
They can't.
They're not even capable. When they can start talking, they can't really have a conversation.
No.
You can't really do that until kids become tweens, maybe.
Really?
To have like something
Like
of
a
depth.
So my son is really into the book Where the Wild Things Are right now. And
What does he call his mom again? Doesn't he call his mom a name before they go to the world?
No.
No, I wish I wasn't here.
No, she sends him to bed without any supper, and it's because she calls him Wild Thing, and he goes, "I'll eat you up."
I'll eat you up. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so when Max goes away and he leaves the Wild Things because he wants to go be home with his mom again, my son is always like, no. I'm like, you don't want him to go home and see his mom? And you can see there's like all this thought behind his eyes, but he can't express any of it. And I'm like, I just want to know what you're thinking. But then at the same time, I don't want to speed time up.
Right.
Because I love this, like, everything is new. He's trying to figure out wheels on the bus. Like, he can't do this, you know? So he's like, I'll look at him sometimes and he's just like,
That's so cute.
it's so cute. So then if I'm like, you've almost got it, then he'll just do this instead. Because he can do this, but this is...
I can't make them do that. Mom.
Yeah, I'm like, you can do it. It's so close. It's so cute.
Theola says that she had 2 that are 11 months apart. They were in the same grade and graduated together.
Whoa! It's like twins.
Not to one-up it, but my father-in-law and his brbrother are 9 months apart.
9 months.
Because one of them was a preemie, and yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. Who is this?
My father-in-law and his brother.
Wow.
But yeah, 11 months, 9 months, might as well. Same grade, yeah.
That's incredible. But I kind of like, I was telling Brian off air, it's kind of nice having them close in age too because I'm not forgetting things. Like I'll open the next box of clothes and I'm like, oh yeah, these things and this is the next toy that he'll play with or whatever.
So there is some relief to the second one, right? Where you're like, I've done this before, it's not all new.
Well, even just the crying. Like, I think with the first one, it's like, he's crying! Why is he crying? You know? And this second one, it's like, he's fine.
They just cry.
They cry. He's gonna cry, they're gonna cry, it's fine.
I'm gonna cry. You know?
We're all crying!
We're fine.
I'm fine. Yes. So, I do think that the second one, I think transitioning to 1 was actually harder than transitioning to 2. To be honest. So.
Oh, wait a minute. I had it wrong. My wife is texting me saying my father-in-law was the preemie. He was born first.
And then 9 months later, his brother.
And then she was pregnant before her actual due date. Before his due date.
That is wild.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah, it's intense.
And I'm already tired. Yeah. All the time.
Have another one. See how that goes.
Eventually, but I think I might need like a minute.
Once you have 3, you can really have lots and lots. Although for us, it stopped at 5.
Yeah, I think we don't know how many we'll have, and then we don't know if we'll want to do fostering or adoption or anything like that too. It's all things that we talk about, but right now it's like, let's just make it.
You could take my 2 youngest for a year or 2.
A year or 2.
By the way, let's see, we got... Lori is saying good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning, Lori.
Rob said hello, stranger, in light of the fact that you like meeting strangers.
Maybe he doesn't know me.
I don't think he knows.
Well, let's be friends.
Boy, you say it like that. Can't wait. Mike said the transition from 2 to 3 is hard because you are outnumbered. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, the outnumbered thing.
The hardest one for us in our marriage was 1 to 2.
Yeah. Why?
Because Sarah's. Well, there's a lot of reasons. I wasn't helping out enough in life and with kids. And Sarah's fiercely independent. So she did it all herself with Grace, basically, where she stayed home mom, I was working, she'd nap when Grace napped, It just kind of worked.
It worked.
And then we had 2, and then that doesn't work
You
anymore.
can't map anymore.
And she almost totally fell apart.
Sure.
Because she was so tired.
Yeah.
And I was like, this look great. Like totally oblivious to life and marriage in general.
I had a friend who recently told me, she was like, being a mom is really hard, but being married is harder. And I was like, I think there's some truth in that, because your kids, you love your kids, but you know that like I know my baby needs me, whereas with a marriage, you have to just keep working at it. It's like this next level. It's a joy, but it's hard. And
there's new challenges in every season that you assume when you first get married. It's like, boy, we're on a honeymoon, and then next year will be even better. And then the year after that, better than that.
Yeah.
And that's not always the case.
Yeah,
it's just
there's ups and downs.
Yep.
And every journey every phase is so different too. And we talked a little bit about how it becomes more and more real, the whole leave and cleave aspect of marriage, where because it's hard to have friends and it's hard to have a social life outside when you're like, your kids go to bed at 7.
And all you can do to keep your eyes open is just put a show on and sit next to your spouse, but you're too tired to talk.
Too tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. My friend the other day, he was out doing karaoke, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love karaoke. And he was like, can you get out here? And I was like, yo, I am in my retainer. No. I got my PJs on.
You don't even want to.
I can't.
I mean, there's part of you that probably would be like, oh, that would be fun.
I know once I get there, I'd be like, woo, woo, woo! But the idea of getting there.
And then what it means tomorrow.
No. I did one karaoke night with friends like a month ago, and it took me 3 days because I got home at 1.
Oh, it sounds horrible.
I was like, I can't even think. I'm so tired.
Yeah. Getting old.
But it was fun in the moment, and then you're like, wow.
I'll do that again next year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe 2.
I'll see people again in a year.
Lori says, our child is a 14-year-old Dalmatian. Let's see. And Chris says, good morning, guys. Love Jannelle, but have missed you, Kathleen. Love these overtimes.
Aw, it's good to be back. Thanks.
See, people miss you.
Aw, well, I miss it here. On the drive here, I was like, it's all coming back. It's all coming back.
Did you crank up the show tunes and start singing?
I had it silent. I know. Shocking. I know. I think it's because it's always loud now. Who am I?
I don't know who you are. You used to travel with a toy microphone, remember?
I know. I had a microphone in my console, as well as a harmonica and props I would sing with. And now I'm I have got snacks.
Yeah, you could survive.
Not for me.
Yeah.
No.
See, for us, there'd be so many snacks and crumbs and stuff because life was so nuts that if we would have gotten stuck in the snow for a day, we'd be fine. Maybe a week, we'd have enough food.
Yeah. Oh, and just by the crumbs alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need new snacks, just the snacks.
Any, I'd say final words, but that sounds pretty ominous. So,
dun, dun,
any final thoughts for us?
Final thoughts. Just laugh.
Live, laugh, love. You're gonna give us a poster?
Live, laugh, love.
Awkward
Live, laugh,
decoration.
love. Yeah.
From your house?
No, I would say I don't know. I'm the biggest.
Keep dreaming.
Reach for the stars.
And
No,
if
reach
you
for
miss,
the
you'll
moon.
hit the moon. No.
Reach for the moon. If you miss, you'll land among the stars, which is not true.
Yeah, because the stars are really far
Because they're
away.
far.
You'll be in just the
So
blackness of
just
space.
Abyss.
Reach for the moon and try to hit it. Otherwise, it's
Bye-bye.
really not that fun. All right.
All right, folks.